Well, welcome everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear everything, if you can see me well. And I will wait maybe a couple of minutes to give everyone the chance to come and people arrive, and then we'll start with this talk. Okay, great. Can hear me. Okay, I think that we can start. Share really quick. Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Soumaya, and today I want to talk about Web3. I will explain to you what is Web3, what was my journey with Web3, and how we can, what we can use to build a little decentralized application. So before starting, I want to introduce myself. I am a developer lead at Scaling Parrots. That is a little company here in Italy. And we are specialized in blockchain development. So I'm a front-end specialist. In fact, I'm the team leader of the front-end team in this company. I started with Web3 actually when I started with this company 2 years ago, kind of. And since then, I had a hard time at the beginning. So I spent a lot of time trying to explain how we can do it like in an easy way, because it's not something that you can learn easily. So I'm starting to do something that can help whoever want to start with Web3 or with blockchain development and get like the way a little bit easier. I like talking about technology, not only IT, but also electronic, because I like technology and I like to explore new things and then share it with everyone. So today we are talking about Web3, and actually in the last few years we are hearing a lot about Web3, and we can hear it from different kind of use cases, different industries, different um, kind of projects. And so we heard about Web3 in good ways and also in bad ways. When we think about Web3 and blockchain in general, we think about like trading and crypto and all the speculating part that is really negative for the blockchain industry. But actually, with Web3, we can also build good things and good stuff that is really useful. For example, when I think about Web3 project, I think about like these crypto assets that raise and like gain a lot of worth, and then it's all speculating part. But also I think about art NFTs, that monkey NFTs that was like worth millions of dollars. We think about like metaverse. We think about um, everything that it's populating in the last few years, but it's not always something positive. I'm actually not a Web3 maximalist, but I want to be like objective about it and just explore like the journey and what it is. So I want to make a little difference between a little comparison between Web2 and Web3. When we, in particular, Web3, it's like a web that is decentralized. And decentralization, it's actually the first important difference between Web 2 and Web 3, because in Web 3 we have this decentralization, that it means that there is no central control in everything we see online. In Web 2, in fact, we have this central control where there are like the main companies that are in control of what we see online, and we always need to have like the permission of someone that is in control to do stuff online. For example, if I want to upload a video on YouTube or any other like social media, I need permission of the social media to upload my video into it. I need to log in this, so to register in this platform. I need to give them my data to like get the permission to be in there. And then when I upload the video, I'm not 100% sure that my video is okay with this platform. And this is sometimes an issue, because sometimes we see our video like took off the platform without giving you any reason, and or like they didn't give you like the chance to explain yourself why you are like uploading this video. So in the difference in Web3 is that everyone can upload whatever they want, but they have like to respect some rules that are written and public. So if your video is respecting these rules and is like an algorithm, so there isn't like someone that is looking at your video and he will say, oh, this is not okay, or this can be on our platform. The platform itself has rules that are like an algorithm. It's code actually, and it's public, it's open source, so everyone can read it and can know actually if their video can be there or not. So there isn't like someone in control of what can be on the internet and what not, but there are like open rules, everyone can share it, and everyone can decide also if a rule is worth it or not. And we can do a lot of stuff with Web3, but there are like payments. That is a big thing for me. In Web2, when we need like to do a payment, so we need to buy something online or stuff, we need to use like someone else's tool. So if I want to buy like clothes online, I need to use like my bank account, or so the app from my bank, or like PayPal or stuff. So you're always using someone else's tool. But in Web3, actually, we have the payments already built in the structure of the web itself. So we have built-in payments. So in our wallet, there is our way to identify in the web. We have built-in payments, so we can use that to transfer money. There is like digital assets, so it's not only financial assets, but every kind of asset we can actually transfer it from our wallet to someone else's wallet, let's say. And I think this is really, really important. So we have payments, the identity, importance, decentralization. I think it's really cool, and it's something that we should explore more. So I talked about decentralization, ownership, security of the blockchain and the Web3 itself, the permissionless. We don't need permissions. There is also interoperability. That this means that you can use Web3 in every device you want. It's not like only for desktop or only mobile. You can use it everywhere. And this is good pros about Web3, but we want to see also what it's not working on Web3 and blockchain in general. In particular, we have scalability. There are some performance issues that I've seen with my work in these 2 years. The blockchain is a little bit slow, so sometimes we don't have a good performance in our applications. The blockchain is expensive. For every transaction that we do, we need to pay fees. And for some blockchains, it's really expensive, these things. So it's something that should be like, being better in time. Complexity, as I said at the beginning, when I start learning about Web3 and blockchain, it wasn't like everything easy, in particular for development, because there aren't like so many tutorials or documentations online that we can use. So maybe lately it's starting like improving a little bit, but it's still a little bit hard for beginners. User adoption, we don't have so many Web3 users. Still now, there are not so many people like that are using Web3, or even that don't know how what is Web3. So we have these big issues, because if we build like decentralized applications and there is no people using it, we cannot like improve really. And then there is environment impact, that this is so important, and everyone is talking about it, and it's one of the biggest like bad part of blockchain. But I've seen so many blockchains that are like new blockchains that are a little bit more sustainable, and we like that. And actually, I want to share with you this picture. I always like to see this picture, because this represents how in 50 years or so the technology have improved so much. And I think with the technology that we have today, we can really improve everything that is missing in Web3 in a really shorter amount. If this was possible in 50 years with the technology that was like in that epoch, we can do big things also. So I want to share with you a little bit of use cases. I'm not like talking about every use cases, just the like most popular ones. We have gamified. In fact, are gaming applications with some like benefits on playing on it, like earning money with gaming, earning tokens, and also you can use your NFTs as like assets in the games. And this is cool because in fact, all these tokens and assets that you are like buying or using in the game, it's not like property of the game. So when you shut down the game, you actually have these assets inside your wallet, so you can use it also like outside the game. And this is cool because like in the games, traditional games, when like you play, you earn like coins and stuff, and these are like fake stuff that is inside the game. And when you shut down the game, or the game is broken, or you lose like your your authentication um, on that game, you just lose everything. So this is, I think, one of the best parts of gamify. We have NFT marketplaces, and we heard a lot about NFT, in particular in the art industry. And actually, it's now starting um, to shame a little bit, but we built a lot of NFT marketplaces, and still we get some demand about it. And it's just an application where you can buy NFTs, and you can also like buy it and then resell it and gain from that. Then we have DeFi. It's like the first, let's say, use case for blockchain applications, because when we talk about blockchain, we talk about like crypto. And so DeFi, it's the first thing that came on our mind. And here is just application where you can buy these tokens, you can like invest in these tokens. You can like um, use this platform to make them grow and uh, do this stuff. And then we have social media. Social media, I think that is really cool for like the ownership and the permissionless part. We still have a little amount of user adoption, and this is a big problem. But the like the concept of posting whatever you want without someone that is judging like if you can be on this social media or not, I think that is really important. And I think maybe in the future we can have some social media that we use like massively, let's say. And this is like a little part of use cases, but actually we can have like use cases from every industry. We get requests from like fashions, from real estate, like for the medical industry, because like there are so many things about blockchain that can can improve and give something like um, more efficient in these industries, like the the fact that you can store data in the blockchain and you cannot like edit it and delete it. So everything that you actually register on the blockchain, it's like there for life. And this is something that like manufacturing or the medical like industry are looking for. Like NFTs are not like for art. NFTs can be used for like to prove the ownership of something, and it can be like for a piece of art, but also like for your house or for your car. With an NFT you can like prove that this house is mine, and I think this is cool. So let's talk about development. Let's see some code. um, Web3 development, what we need to develop something on Web3. um, So let's make a little comparison between Web 2 and Web 3. In Web2, we are used to go to the browser and see an application that is on a web server. And in the web server, we have the front end, the back end, the database. Everything is on the web server. But in Web3, it's a little bit different because we still have the browser and we are like interacting with a front end that is still on a web server, but we don't have a backend and a database anymore because we are interacting directly with the blockchain. So we have this blockchain that have this, and we have these smart contracts that are like computer programs that are just automating some actions that are made in the blockchain, in the Ethereum blockchain in particular, because smart contracts can only be coded on the AVM compatible blockchains that are all the blockchains that are like similar to Ethereum, let's say. And how we can, like from our front end, how we can interact with this smart contract. We need providers. So we have these providers that allows us to speak with the smart contract, so to interact with the smart contract. And then we have this, how we sign up in our front end. We sign not with login and password, but with our wallet. Here an example, Metamask is like the most popular wallet, and we use our wallet as an identifier for Web3. So let's see the developer tools. For the front end, we can use whatever framework or library we want. We can use also just these three guys here. So whatever we want. The front end is not changing that much. Let's say we need a wallet, and we need to know how a wallet works. In this case, I'm just making an example with Metamask because like it's the most popular. Everyone that is working with Web3 have a Metamask wallet, so you cannot go wrong with Metamask. We need a library. In specific, this library is like our best friend. Ether.js, it's the library that allows us to implement every like operation with Web3 in our front-end application. We need to understand smart contracts. Smart contracts are like computer programs that once they are compiled, we get like APIs that we can use to understand how are they built and how we can use like every function of the smart contract to interact with them. In fact, every function of a smart contract will be like translated in this API list. There is like an array of objects where every object is a function of the smart contract itself. And these APIs, we are using them on the front end. So we can know like which function we have, which function are like something that we read or something that we write on the blockchain, what are the inputs, what are the outputs, and so on. And then we have these tools that are like the explorers. There is an explorer for every blockchain, and with just the smart contract address, we can explore everything about it. There is like, we can have like the list of the transactions, the code of the smart contract itself, that is, once it's deployed, it's open source. So we can find it here. We have like all the code and also the APIs that we can like download and use it on our front end. And then we have these two sections that are read contract and write contract, that are the only two operations that we can do in Web3, because we cannot like delete or edit or do anything with the data that are already stored. We can just read what is stored and write something new, and that's it. And here it's like it's a tool where you can like actually try out this function. I use it like as a double check of what I do on my like front end, to like see if I'm implementing everything correctly. And that's it. Ether.js, as I said, is just npm library. We can install it with a simple npm install ethers and import ethers from ethers, and we are ready to go. From ethers, we need two classes in particular to start with. The first is provider, and the provider is what we need to access the blockchain and to interact with it. And the contract class, that is for the connection to the smart contract itself. Then we need three operations. So we need three things that we need to learn to do whatever we want in Web3. First is the wallet interaction. So we need to interact with the wallet that we have installed on our browser, or the wallet that we want to use that is on our mobile, for example. And then we need to know how to read from the smart contract and how to write from a smart contract. So once we have interacted with our wallet, we need to get these three information. The first one is the provider of the wallet. And this provider, it's important because it's like a signature of for every transaction that we want to do. And we can also get the wallet address from that. And last thing that we need from the wallet is the network. The network is the actual blockchain that we are connected to. So when we connect our like wallet to the web application, the web application works in a particular network, and we need to make sure that the wallet of the user is connected on the same network. So that's why we need to read this information. And then we said we need to know how to read and write. I wanted to like give you an explanation how to know if a function is a read or a write. On the left, you can see like this name function that is actually we have this attribute that is state mutability, that is view. If it's view, it means that it's something that we can like see. So it's something that we can read. So if it's view, it's actually a read. So in this case, the name of the function is name. So we are reading the name of this smart contract. And we can see like inputs, we don't need to pass anything. As an output, we are getting like the name that we are requesting, that is type string. So pretty simple. And on the right, we can see this function that is transfer. it's a transfer function. And the attribute state mutability, it's actually non-payable. So if it's not non-payable or payable, it's actually all right. So if we can read here a non-payable or payable, it's a right function. So in this case, we are going to transfer, and we need to pass two inputs. The first one is an address. So we need to pass the address of the wallet that we want to transfer our asset to. And then we have this uint 256, that is like a big number that we need to pass as this value that is the amount of asset that we want to transfer to that wallet address. And as an output, we are getting like a Boolean. It will be like true, false, if it's everything went successfully or not. So this is the big difference. So we have read and write. We talked about the provider. So provider, it's really important. The provider allows us to interact from the front end to the blockchain itself, to the smart contract. And we can like use different type of providers. We have the provider from our wallet, so the provider that we can get directly from Metamask, for example. And then we have public nodes. So we have nodes that are public, also like private nodes that are a little bit expensive, but like gives you some extra performance, let's say. But we can use also public nodes that we can like find on the blockchain website, are public, and it's like an URL, and you can use it on your application. It's fine. So we can use this URL as a provider, or you can use the provider from the wallet itself. But there is a little bit of difference from the two. Let's see an example. So if we want to use the wallet provider, we need the Metamask provider. In this case, the Metamask provider is Metamask is an extension from the browser. So we need to get the provider that is into the window object, and it's stored in this Ethereum object. Once we have the Metamask provider from the extension, we need to translate this into like a provider that ethers, that is our important library that we are using, that it can understand it. So we are just using these ethers providers, Web3 providers, and we pass the Metamask provider to get our Web3 provider that ethers can understand. Once we have it, we just need to use this send ether requests accounts to get our accounts. So our address, our wallet address, its accounts, its addresses, because it will return us an array of addresses. It's always just one address, so it's like a rare case to get multiple accounts, but usually it's just one address that you're getting. And then for the network is just this Web3 provider.get network. And it's pretty simple. For public node provider, we need this URL that we can get from any blockchain that we want, and use these providers dot JSON RPC provider and pass the RPC provider, the RPC URL, and we have the provider, the Web3 provider that we need to interact with our smart contract. So once we have these two providers, we can do a contract call using this ethers contract. That is the class that allows us to create, I call it a contract manager, because with this contract manager, we can do whatever smart contract call that we want. That is, it's not important if it's a read or write. We can use the same structure. So for this contract, we need to pass the contract address, the smart contract address that we want to interact with, the APIs, and the provider. And once we have this contract manager, we just need to know the method name, that is the name of the function that we want to call, and pass all the inputs that are required in that function. The only thing that we need to be careful of is the provider, because we cannot pass whatever providers we want. In fact, for the read, we can use both the wallet provider or the public nodes to read data from the blockchain. But when we want to write something on the blockchain, so we want to do a write on smart contract, we need to use the wallet provider, because when we write something, we need to sign what we are writing, and we also need to pay a fee. So we need our wallet to pay this little amount. So if we have the wallet provider, we can use it for everything. But I think that using these public nodes is so important, because if you are want to display something on your web application, you cannot depend on the wallet provider, because if the user is not not connecting their wallet to your platform, you are not showing anything. So I think for many use cases, the important is to show something to attract the user before asking the user itself to connect their wallet to your application. So I always use these two different providers. I use the RPC for reading data from the blockchain, and the wallet one just to write on the blockchain. So let's try it out. I want to build a little application, a different application that displays our balance of Boost and then transfer Boost to another wallet. So I'm using Boost because it's one of the top stable coins and is a little bit popular, but it's applicable for any token that you want. So as we said, we see how we can interact with a smart contract. In this case, I made a little different way to get the user address, but it's the same. So once we have the provider, we have the user address. Here we have the address of Boost of this token that we are using. This is another way of writing APIs. In this case are strings, is an array of strings, not object, but it's the same. Here the name of the function. Here we have the inputs that we are passing, and here we have the outputs. And in this case, we want to read the boost balance, and we are using this boost contract that we have created using ethers.contracts, passing the smart contract address, the APIs, and the signer, that is our provider in this case. Once we make this call, we get this boost balance that is a big number, and this is how it will be displayed. We can use these utils from Ethers to make let's say a better display of this number that we can actually, as human, can read. This case was 9 boosts that I had in my wallet. So this was the read. Let's do a write. So let's use same boost contract with address, API, and provider. In this case, we do a transaction. A transaction that is a transfer call. So boost contract transfer is the name of the function that we want to call. The inputs that we need are the receiver, so the address of the wallet that will receive this amount, and the amount itself. And once we have this transaction, with transaction.wait, we need we will get the receipt of this transaction, and this is mean that this transaction has actually processed successfully. So we need to have this information to know if the transaction is not just sent, but it sent it and it's went fine. Once you do this transaction, you get a confirmation from your MetaMask. So you get this pop-up, and you get all the informations. In this case, I was sending 1 boost to this to another account. Here we have the address. We have also the fees that I'm going to pay to do this transaction, and this is the total of everything that I need to pay. So 1 boost and this amount of BNB to make this transaction. And then I can decide if I want to confirm or reject this transaction. So once I make this transaction, I have the transaction hash, and then I have this transaction confirmed, and we can also print the block, the actual block number where the transaction will be saved. And that's it. I have a little demo with this example that I've shown you, and you can find it on this repository on my GitHub, that is Web3 Angular demo. I made it in Angular because you can find a lot of React examples online, but there isn't much stuff in Angular. So I like Angular, so I wanted to make something that you cannot easily find online. The branch name is Boost, and if you want to try it out or get the slides of this presentation, you can find it there. I will share it after the talk. And that's it. If you want to connect with me, you can find me pretty much everywhere. You can send me an email if you have any question, or you can connect with me on any other social media. And thank you very much. This is everything for me. If you have any question, you can ask me in the Q&A section, or you can write me on the social media. I'll be like happy to answer it all. And thank you very much. Okay, I'm reading some in the Q&A session. If anyone have any question, I will like answer that. You are asking my website. I will like share it in. I think that I can do it here, maybe in the chat. I will share it in the chat. That's it. Do you also do one-to-one coaching to break into Web3 again? Actually, I don't have any plans for this for now, because like it's summer and I didn't like manage to plan anything yet, but I will do something maybe back on September or October. I'm planning also some like mentorship or something like that will be one-to-one. And but if you are interested in something like that, let me know. I can like think of something if it's like interesting to you. If you don't have any question, thank you very much for being here and for your like attention. Hopefully we can see each other the next time. And thank you very much. And bye. Have a nice day.